Story 1. Dr. Charles Wynne, the Christmas Doctor. Christmas Eve in 1982, America. Warm lights, carols, families celebrating. And inside nursing homes, elderly patients waiting for the rare visitor who still remembered them. One doctor always volunteered for the night shift. He entered each room softly, held frail hands, and whispered, "Let me give you a peaceful Christmas." By morning, several patients had passed quietly. Years later, nurses would discover why. His name was Dr. Charles Wynne, name adjusted. Calm voice, kind smile. He worked when no one else wanted to Christmas Eve. He said he loved the silence, loved being there when patients needed comfort the most. But his shift coincided with an unusual pattern. More deaths than any other night. Every Christmas Eve, 5 to 7 patients died in their sleep. Even those who were medically stable. A young nurse, Maria, noticed something off. They weren't dying of illness. They were dying after Wynne's visits. Maria found a morphine vial, relabeled, mismatched batch number, unusually high concentration. It disappeared after Christmas. Every year a new one appeared. She began watching him carefully. On Christmas Eve, 1987, Maria followed him down the hall. She heard him whisper, "Is greater than, it's time to rest. Let me take the pain away." Then the soft click of a syringe. Minutes later, the patient slipped into unconsciousness. Maria documented everything. On Christmas morning, 7 patients were dead. All had appeared stable the previous day. Toxicology confirmed. Morphine levels 10 times higher than safe dosage. This was not compassion. It was intentional. During interrogation, Wynne said, "Is greater than, I gave them a better Christmas. They were lonely. I freed them from suffering." Then he asked, "Is greater than, is a peaceful death really a crime?" He lost his license and was arrested, but investigators believe the real number of deaths might be far higher. Because evil doesn't always wear a mask. Sometimes it wears a white coat, a warm smile, and says softly, "Merry Christmas." Story 2. Dr. Harold Marquette, the perfect doctor, and his strange Christmas Eve habit. Winter in London, 1957. Snow falling heavily. Hospitals quieter than usual. And one surgeon, celebrated, respected, admired, volunteered for the Christmas Eve shift every year. His name was Dr. Harold Marquette. Every Christmas Eve, he performed one special operation. Every Christmas Eve, the patient died. Marquette loved the late shift, loved the silence, loved being in the operating room on December 24th. He called it my annual Christmas service. But his Christmas patients never survived. For 3 years straight, his Christmas Eve surgeries were minor procedures, the kind that almost never result in death. Yet the patients always died within 48 hours. From post-operative infection. Too consistent. Too perfect. Too suspicious. Nurse Evelyn Hart observed one detail. Marquette never used hospital scalpels. He brought his own. He refused to let anyone else clean them. Her instincts told her something was wrong. On Christmas Eve 1957, Evelyn secretly tested his scalpel. Lab results confirmed. It was deliberately contaminated with deadly bacteria. This was not an accident. It was a design, and only one person could do it. Dr. Marquette. Evelyn confronted him in the operating room. He answered softly, "Christmas is when souls go home the easiest." A sentence that sent chills through the room. Before the hospital board could act, Marquette vanished into the snowy night. Investigators later discovered his wife and child had died from an infection after a minor surgery he performed at home. What he called guiding souls may have begun far earlier than anyone imagined. He was never found. Every Christmas Eve afterward, nurses at Street Aldwins would watch the snow fall and wonder, was he helping souls go home or sending them there? Story 3. Dr. Olaf Sondre, the Death Doctor Santa Claus. In a small snowy town in northern Norway, there was a beloved Christmas tradition. A doctor dressed as Santa Claus visited elderly patients on Christmas Eve, bringing comfort and warmth. But in the 1,970 seconds, the tradition turned dark. Because after every Santa doctor visit, someone died. Quietly, peacefully, suspiciously. His name was Dr. Olaf Sondre. Kind face, white beard, warm voice. Every Christmas Eve, he walked through the snow, visiting the elderly dressed as Santa. People adored him. But in Santa's coat pocket was something far from cheerful. Year 1, one elderly woman died. Year 2, 2 people. Year 3, 3. All peaceful. All visited by Santa doctor hours earlier. No one suspected him. Who would suspect Santa? A young nurse, Ingrid, noticed. Only patients visited by Santa doctor died. Others, even sicker patients, survived. She began watching carefully. On Christmas Eve 1978, she saw a dark red syringe in Santa's pocket. The label, Herderist, 90 sec. Heart stop, 90 seconds. Her hands turned cold. Ingrid followed him into a patient's room. She heard him say, "Is greater than, I'll help you rest tonight. Santa keeps his promises." Before he injected, she burst in. He didn't panic. He simply smiled and said, "Is greater than, I bring them peace." Isn't that what Christmas means? Police found 3 syringes in his coat. Each could stop a heart within 90 seconds. He denied murder. Is greater than, I only made sure they didn't die alone. His calmness scared investigators more than the evidence. Records revealed 11 deaths in 5 years, all linked to Santa doctor visits. The tradition was discontinued forever. And in the town, children whispered, "Sometimes Santa brings silence, not gifts." 3 stories, 3 doctors hiding behind Christmas lights, each driven by belief, loneliness, or obsession, each carrying a darkness colder than winter itself. They remind us of one haunting truth. Even the warmest season can hide the darkest shadows. So inside you, is it the light of Christmas or the silence of something darker? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Dark File, where the darkest case files are brought to light.